because Ryan Garcia getting into more trouble. He's been banned by the WBC for his racist comments. He's saying he's going to get help. His family put out a statement. Bryan, after he beat Devin Haney in the post-fight interview, he said, y'all thought I was crazy? I was just trying to sell fights. Then he does this. Like, what are your thoughts on Ryan? And how much more worse can it get at this point? He just got banned by the WBC for this.
I'm not going to repeat what he said because, like, that, like, you need to hear him say that shit, first of all. It was bad. It was awful. He says he's going to get help. We'll see. He just says shit. Like, I don't care about anything he says, and I haven't. Like, he just be talking, right? We're gonna be brief on this, Jesus. We just have to, like, we're not gonna be the boxing show that ignores Ryan Garcia being racist. But he's making a lot of doof comments. He has a lot of doof fans that are gonna defend everything he does, and he's a doof. So I think ultimately, like, the time away from boxing is probably what he needs, and it'll be good for him. Yada yada yada. I don't know. This is a dude that's clearly spiraling, and even when he beat Devin Haney, I was either on the show or we were talking about this privately. I was like, something felt off about that fight, right? Like, other than the fact that he was overweight and then apparently on steroids and the way he's been acting, it's just weird. And now all of a sudden you're placating to certain people. And it's like, I don't know where does this turn come from? And this is what people are trying to figure out. Like, Virgil Ortiz is basically like, yo, I've known this dude since we were in the amateurs and we fought a couple times and he wasn't like this. That's the thing. A lot of people are, I don't know if it's trying to make excuses for him that they're doing, but they're basically all like, hey, he wasn't like this before. And he didn't seem like this leading up to the Gervonta Davis fight. So whoever the fuck is around this dude needs to, like, try to get through to him. Or maybe this is one of those situations where we know people like this. Like, it kind of doesn't matter what you fucking tell them. They're just going to do what they want to do. So he's spiraling. He says he's going to get help. We'll see if that even works. Best of luck to him, I guess. But he's being a doof. And I think that boxing doesn't need this right now. Ryan doesn't need this right now. Neither does his family. His family, by the way, came out and condemned what he said in terms of the racist comments and in terms of using religion as a shield and things of that nature. It's just irresponsible, reckless behavior. And he needs to just calm down, relax, and get the fuck off of whatever he's on, because he's clearly on something.
I think the WBC banning him was the best thing that could have happened to him, because he just wouldn't shut up after. After he got banned and he made those racist comments, he kept on talking about why he made those racist comments. And it's the people around him. He definitely wasn't like this after the Tank fight, but I think something happened that triggered him after that, because Ryan Garcia has not been the same, essentially. I don't know what happened in that time frame, but something clearly happened where he's been different. He's acting erratic. The racist comments and what he said was absolutely disgusting. And no matter what Ryan Garcia says to defend himself, it's not going to change what he said. So I think the fact that he's been suspended, that he just got banned, Ryan Garcia is crashing fast. And I would hope that the people around him would try to help him. And he said he's going to get the help. Let's see if he actually does. And hopefully we see the change. But it's kind of unsettling when you're seeing someone unravel right before your eyes. And this is happening where the whole world is watching it happen. So hopefully he gets the help that he needs, because there's something going on with him. And, it's kind of interesting because Bryan and I had a conversation with someone that has a pretty massive boxing platform when we started the show. And he kind of gave us some insight, saying that there were things in Ryan Garcia's world that were pretty chaotic in a nice way. And he told us this.
Forgot about this conversation. Yeah. This was before he fought Gervonta Davis, by the way.
Yes.
Before that. This was like early 2023.
Yeah. And this is a guy that has a massive platform. And he told us, like, Ryan's probably not going to be in the sport for a long time, but the people around him, he kind of pretty much implied there's a lot of stuff going on around him, his closest people as well. So it's upsetting to see someone go through that in front of the whole entire world. But I think what he did was not okay. not okay. And I don't think anything that he says to defend himself will make it okay. And someone just needs to take his phone and tell him to stop tweeting.
Yeah.
He just needs to get off social media because he keeps on digging himself a bigger hole. And it's not good for boxing. You know what? The Ryan Garcia thing, the steroid thing wasn't good for boxing. This isn't good for boxing. And the robbery that we just saw isn't good for boxing. So right now, I think the sport is in a really weird situation, Bryan.
Yeah. We got some comments here. Like basically echoing the same things. He's unraveling, like you said, and then it's also the fact that like he has all these, to Jalen Davis's point, enablers, not just in his corner, but on social media. And I think it's felt for months that he's feeding into that, right? And just feeding into the enablers, just like who I think he has like all these new fans also that aren't actually boxing fans, or just fans of Ryan Garcia, kind of like how, and not this is in a different way, but how there are a lot of Caitlin Clark fans who
I knew you were going to go there. I knew you were going to go there. I knew you were going to mention Caitlin Clark. Just saying, I read your mind.
Jesus Christ, Caitlin Clark is great. Just had a triple double. Some of her stands are nuts. Same thing with Ryan Garcia, except the Ryan Garcia one is a lot more dangerous because Caitlin Clark, as far as we know, doesn't have any of those issues. Yeah, so I think with Ryan Garcia, you know, we'll see what happens from here, but hopefully he just shuts up for a while, gets the help he needs. But like, again, like to your point, like I'm not going to be able to erase the shit he was saying about George Floyd, black people in general. Like what are we
I want to
doing?
put up the Jalen Davis comment because I think this is important because this is connected.
Sure.
Ryan's been enabled all his life. However, his father calling Devin Haney nappy-headed was telling. I agree with you 100%. It must not just be Ryan. He got it from somewhere, right? So let's not beat around the bush here. If he's saying those things, he's probably been saying it. And so that's my issue. Like, don't throw rocks and then hide your hands. Right. So it's disgusting behavior. And, you know, not to make it, well, it is about race, but like in Cali, like in Southern California and LA, you know, there's a time where, you know, black people and Mexican people don't get along. This is like documented. Right. There's been riots that have happened in like Southern California schools for this, where they've had to like close down schools. And listen, the stuff he was saying was disgusting, man. And like, I don't want to support a Ryan Garcia fight after that. I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care. Because like what he said was disgusting. So do I want to go out and buy a Ryan Garcia pay-per-view after he does like, because he says he's going to get help. So let's just say he gets the help. And then he does this like press tour after where he's like all changed. I still don't want to buy your fight because what you said.
Yeah.
Like I'm being honest right now. Like it makes me not ever want to purchase a fight and support you ever because of what you said.
Yeah. And on top of that, like to your point about rivalries, I'm not sure how many, like I got Mexican friends that don't claim Ryan Garcia. Like they don't want
that's
to.
True. Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Probably especially after this.